When it comes to falls from grace in the world of TV and cinema, we've bared witness to various properties losing their touch over time, almost as if these companies are inevitably doomed to repeat the sins of the past. Or perhaps it's something deeper. Perhaps it is simply natural law that with time, all shall pass. With time, all shall degrade and disintegrate. It seems the Marvel Cinematic Universe is no exception to this rule, as the metaphorical dementia-ridden shell of its former self continues to push forward at a pace comparable to the infected in 28 days later. It's fast as this shit's going downhill fast. This train wreck is happening so quickly that not even the original cinematic Avengers, Charlie Chaplin, and Buster Keaton could prevent it from happening. Now, the latest train car to lose steam in this saga is known only by the title of Ironheart, being dubbed by most online in the community as the unironic name of Ironheart. So, let's put on our thinking caps and dive deep into the shitbag in question and figure out just why it smells so goddamn bad. If you're new here, slap the like and subscribe buttons with your mash of schlongs, and let's get started. Oh, and check the channel if you missed the previous episode. I'll be breaking down this series one by one until my soul is crushed into several different Horcruxes. Seriously, this show is so soul-crushing to the point where I might become the Dark Lord himself by the end of the series. Anyways, let's do this. Welcome back to Ironheart Episode 2 as we boot back into the below room temperature world now known as Marvel Television. Yes, they've separated the properties with a logo so you know you're only getting served the greater of two evils when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic train wreck. The scene opens up on the new black girl Jarvis, aka Natalie.
No, you're not real.
I wish this wasn't real, but I pinched myself in the nuts hard enough to feel something while watching this show, and we're still here, unfortunately. Jokes aside, this was the scene I was most curious to watch because I gotta find out how this works.
If I wasn't real, can I do this? Okay. What is real?
Oh, thank God she's actually not physically real, but I would have never put it past the writers in the first place. We find out that the suit is projecting Natalie, just like the barf system that Tony Stark already invented. So good job, Riri, following in the footsteps of a giant.
I'd shake your hand, but I'm just a three-dimensional image shaped by light beams projecting from that broken chest plate.
Kind of cool. Kind of cool. We then get the world's longest acronym for Natalie, so her name can actually make sense.
So I'm not calling you that. Okay, you could call me Neuro-Autonomous Technical Assistant and Laboratory Intelligence Entity instead, but Natalie just kind of rolls off the tongue a little better, you know? Fine.
Honestly, kind of impressive. The best thing the writers have done so far is probably making this bitch make sense.
I need to figure out what went wrong so I can erase you, start over, and hopefully forget this weird glitch ever happened.
Whoa, who you calling a glitch?
Sorry, glitch. Wrong pronoun. I apologize thoroughly. Of course, in proper fashion, the AI best friend is filled with sass and refuses to take directions.
Run diagnostics.
Okay, so you just gonna threaten my life and then ask for a favor.
Now, this is probably the most entertaining part of the show, if I was a 14-year-old black girl who loved Marvel Comics, so they've definitely tapped into at least 2% of their audience with this show. Weird.
Weird.
That's only weird if you make it weird.
Now, the writers already made it weird, so we just have to sit back and watch. Now, Riri is supposed to meet the Ocean's Gen Z Glam Gang crime squad for the yassiest heist of the century at 11:30, and she needs to bring bagels. So she leaves the AI at home, but not before making an obvious, impossible promise to her best friend, Xavier.
This Saba thing tonight. You already got plans?
No, I mean, yeah, I could go.
With the sad music playing in the background and the fact that she has to pull off a heist later, at the same time as the party invitation, this is being set up as an obviously contrived emotional dilemma that she has to make a choice with here, but we'll see if the writers even take their own cue and actually pay that off. We then cut straight to an infomercial regarding the tunnel project as Gen Z Gang watches on.
We transformed Chicago's historic freight tunnels into a private highway, offering travelers a shorter and safer commute. The committed team at Tunnel thanks investors like you for joining our mission to bring comfort, safety, and community.
This is a not so very subtle attempt to throw shade at Elon Musk and his boring company, Tunnel Projects, from a while back. Those didn't go so well, I think. This time, though, it's of course led by a woman CEO, and her name is something. I can't remember.
Wait, Robin, the Sheila Zarate?
Yeah, that's her name. Now, Riri finally arrives with bagels and all, and we get Hood Boy cracking the wildest joke of the century.
Sorry, I brought the bagels.
Gluten-free? Gluten-free?
Sorry. I need some recovery. After that one, seriously, this dude needs to hop on the next episode of Kill Tony. And just when you thought the show couldn't get any cringier, here's where we get our knockoff Ocean's 11 character exposition scene where we bang off the backstories one by one. Starting off with Thing 1.
All right, let's get to it. Here's the squad. Sitting across from me is Slug.
Oh, sorry, Slug. Pick the ugliest nickname, by the way. Fits perfectly. Just not my type. Not my type.
Our hacker extraordinaire from Madripoor. They were swindling high rollers on dark web gambling sites.
I'm sorry, what the fuck is going on? There's no way this is real. She has her laptop out backstage at a drag show as she's about to be assassinated when Hood Boy and Gen Z Boss pull a Deus Ex Machina to invite them to the gang. Is that really the scene that I'm watching unfold in front of my eyes? You can't make this shit. You can't make this shit up. I promise this is not AI. But it's written by AI. That's for sure. I'm sorry. I don't buy it.
I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm kind of one of Madripoor's most wanted.
You don't want to toot your own horn? If you could stretch far enough to suck yourself off, you'd probably go for it. You'd probably go for it. Next, we have the blood siblings.
Then there's the blood siblings, Roz and Jerry.
They're supposed to be sisters, but one of them is cosplaying as a twink, so siblings it is.
You know, down on their luck athletes, banned from every league for unsportsmanlike conduct. Facts.
All right, let's get this straight. Down on their luck means it wasn't their own fault, but you just said they broke the rules in every single league they've ever competed in. So which one is it? Is it down on their luck or do they just cheat? I don't understand.
We found them making money off back alley fights outside of Dodge.
So basically, they were faking fights against each other in order to win betting money, or I don't know. I'm not understanding the situation here completely because you see them both fighting each other. Maybe they rig the fights, maybe they don't. I don't know. Point is, they make money fighting. Now, at least the one who's cosplaying as a twink wins the fight, and we actually see a girl get decked to the floor, which is kind of a nice change of pace for Marvel. Never thought I'd see the day.
Next is Clown, our pyrotechnic specialist.
Now we have Clown. I feel like there's a different character who's more deserving of this nickname, but I'll let it slide.
We found her in the middle of a nasty workplace dispute with her fiance.
No, we found her not in the middle of a dispute, but committing arson and lighting her fiance's car on fire. Okay, let's analyze this just for just a brief moment. You're telling me you found a crazy bitch lighting a car on fire in broad daylight in the middle of a public neighborhood, and this was the reason you brought her to the team? Holy shit. At the very least, the other members have some sort of valid basic level of logic and reasoning as to why they're joining the team. Like, how would you even know that she has any worthy skills just by pulling up on her while she's dousing her boyfriend's car in lighter fluid? Yeah, this is unbelievable. You could have picked any sort of cool display of pyrotechnics to show that she's some sort of pyro genius, but no, it's just her lighting her husband's car on fire. I don't understand. And next, we have Gen Z Boss.
And finally, that leaves my cousin, John.
Sorry, John. Makes sense. The most straightforward guy in the show has the most normal name. We'll take it. He's kind of the jack of all trades. He's the leader. He's a driver.
HR, recruiter, getaway driver.
And the writers also want you to know that he's Italian.
I'm also highly skilled in the art of skirma de stiletto siciliano.
Because you got to have some sort of ethnicity or some sort of minority to be part of this gang, of course. Can't just be a white guy.
Skirma de stiletto siciliano.
Oh, thank you, Italian Job, for saying your skill in Italian so we can have a Clown here make a terrible joke while simultaneously explaining what the you just said.
Hi, I'm John. My parents didn't say I love you, so now I play with knives.
That was actually funny.
No, it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny, but let's move on.
Look, Riri is replacing Stewart as our mechanic and tech specialist.
No, they took my boys too. I mean, Rampage. God damn it. Rest in peace, guys. F's in the comments for Rampage, please. I mean, I might even start a GoFundMe for this man. He needs money. Now, anyways, the grand plan here, let's get this straight, is to disrupt a tunnel demonstration so they can extort the CEO lady that we saw earlier.
Sheila's gonna be doing a big demo run at Tunnel, and we're gonna be interrupting that practice run by breaking the system in a way only this crew can fix.
Guys, these tunnel projects, it's like cars being maneuvered underground through a transit system. They get on a track. Yeah, they're basically trying to commit domestic terrorism and extort one of the most popular CEOs in the nation, in the world. Like, why?
You mean, Sheila, I don't care if my tunnels destroy entire communities if it makes me rich, Zarate?
You're right, screw her.
Basically, they're targeting people and companies that disrupt or cause damage to the local hood. The hood gang is literally the hood, striking back at the man. In this case, a woman CEO. I mean, clever, kind of. This is the moral alignment that I was kind of looking for. So it does make sense that they are kind of like Robin Hood. You know, they're taking from the rich, giving to the poor, whatever. But I just really don't buy the whole extortion of a well-known CEO. I just don't think this is going to go down well for them in reality. My real question here is, though, how does an underground project affect neighborhoods that are above the ground? I'm 100% sure there are already train tunnels, underground transit tunnels in major cities all over the world. And there are still both poor, middle class, and rich people living above them in peace. Now, the actual plan here is for Riri to upload a virus in the form of a USB stick.
You'll upload a virus created by yours truly.
Yes, we get it. You're a hacker. Anyways, they're going to upload this virus into an access point.
Into one of Tunnel's mobile access points, allowing me to shut down the system. It's on this flash drive here.
Okay, got it. $1 billion project can be taken down by a USB stick. Hackers in the comments, let me know if this is viable. If it is, cool. I'll take it. But how will they get into the tunnel if it's blocked off?
Clown will get you in.
I got just the thing. Strong enough to go through thick layers of concrete without causing any damage below.
Oh, thanks, Clown. What do you have? I mean, these got to be some pretty robust pyrotechnics. Hopefully nobody sees these going off.
And she's quiet.
Oh, it's quiet. It's quiet. Perfect.
My little SBD. Silent, deadly.
Okay.
Okay. Shut the fuck up. You ruined it.
Silent.
Deadly.
No speaking rules at the next planning session, please, Clown. But what about the blood twinks?
Okay. May Rose and John Oakley, the control room, so Slug can do their thing.
Oh, perfect. The blood subs are just going to waltz in, beat the absolute shit out of some unlucky NPCs in an absolutely unbelievable fight scene where neither of them takes any visible damage or has any real struggle at all. I'm willing to bet my life savings that's exactly how that scene is going to go down. Now, Parker here, aka Hood, is going to handle all the negotiations, and everyone is going to get into position around 6 p.m.
Everyone in position by 8 sharp tonight.
Oh, sorry, 8 p.m. sharp. Okay, recap. This little Gen Z gang is literally planning to become domestic terrorists within the next several hours, and nobody has any questions. I understand small heists, robberies, safe cracking, whatever, but this is where the feds would get involved. This is serious shit, and Riri doesn't even so much as question it.
So, like, when do we get paid?
Oh, she does question it, but all she cares about is the money. I guess, why would I expect anything less of our hero by now? They need the suit for tonight, so Riri goes back home to work on it after it's fully charged, but she's still out of luck. The suit won't quite work yet for whatever reason.
Cool.
Riri then decides to call my boy Rampage for a tech connection to help with the suit.
Sup, y'all? It's your boy Rampage, aka Stewart. But call me Rampage in your message.
This man sent me straight to voicemail.
Don't worry, Rampage. I got your back. I would never answer if Riri Williams called me. What's that? Riri? Oh. Hello? Yeah, you stole my boy Rampage's job, and we're quite salty about it. Goodbye.
Salty ass.
Okay, my fingers are kind of salty, but not my ass. Not my ass. Now, it's clear Riri needs a new solution, so let's see what the AI has to offer.
If only you had a valiant AI who could brave the dark corners of the internet and locate everything you need.
You already did that, didn't you?
Perfect. She already did all the work. The AI, Natalie, finds a black market tech guy on the dark web or some shit, and apparently he has everything that Riri needs to fix the suit. We get this weird interaction here where Natalie recalls a memory from Riri's mind. Mind you, a memory that Natalie herself never experienced.
Remember when we used to sing "03 Bonnie and Clyde" in your dad's car, and you always Jay-Z and I was Beyonce?
How do you know that?
Now, Riri mapped her own brain to make Natalie, so I'm curious as to why this even confused her in the first place. Shouldn't she know that it's her memories mapped onto a skin or a theme of Natalie's personality? It's kind of a gray area, whatever. Interesting stuff, I guess. Riri now leaves to meet the dark web tech bro, but not before trapping the AI in the laptop.
But I'm in your chest plate.
Not if I tether you to my laptop.
Wow, the betrayal.
What? It has games.
Okay, at least they got games on it. Also, how's she gonna get the suit all the way to the guy?
Good luck dragging your suit all the way to Evanston.
Yeah, she has to haul around this entire suit. So who does she call? Pause. Let's look at the size of this kid's wagon. You're telling me the wagon is going to haul her entire suit? I never noticed the size issue until now, but holy f***, does this make any sense at all? Doesn't she have cash from the gang by now? Like, can't she call an Uber XL or, better yet, call her friend, call her new Gen Z gang boss Italian job friend who has a delivery van that they use exclusively for the gang to pull off heists and do missions. They know they need the suit. Call them up, have them haul the suit.
No, I can give you 20. Make it 40, you got a deal.
What are you doing paying a kid $40 for a wagon that doesn't even fit the suit on it? She then takes the wagon with her whole suit on the goddamn public transit system. Come on. Why take this risk when you could literally call an Uber? Or, like I said, call your gang with the delivery van shown in the first episode. The writing is baffling. Side note, I didn't realize this the first time around, but while I'm editing, I noticed Riri Williams here stealing this sleeping man's Chicago Cubs flag. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. She just steals shit, and she constantly wants to steal shit. Holy shit. Back to the video. Oh my. She made this so much harder for herself for no damn reason outside of the writers not understanding absolute logic, like basic logic. We then get an introduction to the first straight white character in the show. This is our tech bro here. Now he's getting metaphorically shit on for his introduction.
You could stop letting your dog poop on my lawn.
Oh, sorry, Joe, but the Hubs and I just got our yard done, and well, I don't want little Lucky contaminating my black-eyed Susans.
And seriously, is this the world's buffest dog here? Or am I hallucinating? Like, it looks like a Roblox dog. What's going on with the shoulders? But yeah, the dog shits on his lawn. Nice.
This is the guy.
Yes, this is the guy, Riri. Why is it so strange that a slightly nerdy, straight white guy is our dark web tech bro? Have you lived in the real world? Have you seen your entire Gen Z gang of freaks? You saw all of them and you accepted that. But as soon as it's a normal white dude, it's somehow questionable. Yeah, get the f*** out of here. We then proceed to get an absolutely meaningless conversation between a caricature of a white woman and our new tech bro.
The grass over there's just so dry, and well, Lucky can't go on dry grass. Sensitive paws.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Light bulb.
Yeah.
How about you just pick up after her then? Does that work?
This scene right here is stupid because it only exists to humiliate tech bro and illustrate white ladies as stuck-up pieces of shit. Like, my mom is the spitting image on the surface of this kind of lady. Nice house, cool dog, fit, fitness, does all that, lives in a similar neighborhood. She would never act like this. Like, I guess there are people out there kind of like this, but it's not the norm. I just don't understand. I just don't like it. In fact, I would go so far as to call it pathetic, cheap writing from Marvel's DEI interns who only know the world through third-hand experience and stereotypical progressive propaganda. Oh, perfect. He's also retarded. Love the character intro here. He really gets me invested. Riri then goes on to play it cute when Tech Bro asks what she's even doing here.
Riri.
What you got there, Riri?
Selling chocolate bars for my troop.
I'm selling chocolate bars, of course. Now, Tech Bro shows some clever wit here, I think, when he sarcastically replies with this banger.
Technically, you need a permit for that, but I'm willing to look the other way for an underprivileged youth.
Underprivileged youth. Listen, it's unclear if the writers are actually making him out to be oblivious and buying into her chocolate bar story, or if he's kind of playing coy and being cheeky about it. I'm going to go with the second one just for my sanity, but I wouldn't put past the writers if it was the first one. Riri then lists off an impossibly specific list of shit that she needs from Tech Bro.
How much for a bar?
One repulsor transmitter, micro brain machine interface system, and nanosorbethane.
And then we go into Bro's house, and instead of having a proper conversation with courtesy, Riri starts looking for the tech inside the f***ing furniture.
Hey, Joe, eyes on me. Where is your stash?
You've got the wrong guy.
Seriously, you come to this dude's house unannounced, no courtesy, and the first thing you do is mess up his house and try to find parts. No negotiating, like I said, no courtesy. This Riri character is complete and utter trash at this point. All she does is act like a spoiled piece of shit. I guess she's from the hood. This is how people act. I don't understand. I'm not saying that, but the show is. Not my words. I'm taking this from the goddamn script itself. It's on screen for everybody to see. Tech Bro slips up here when he mentions the black market as he's trying to hide his identity.
Maybe whoever you're looking for lived here before me and forgot to change his address on the black market.
But Riri then goes on to extort this man and threatens to get him thrown in prison.
How do you know where the items came from? I'll make this easy for both of us. If you don't work with me here, the FBI gets a call from a concerned neighbor. And you rot in federal prison.
So got it. Instead of negotiating, you enter his house, you mess shit up, and then you extort him. Love it. You know you're going to get paid big from this next heist. Maybe offer to pay back for the parts. Hey, listen, I'm on this important job. It's going to mean a lot if I have these parts. I will take care of you. I'll reimburse you, blah, blah, blah. No, it's just, hey, I'm Riri. Give me the parts or you'll go to prison. Bruh, I hate this character. Of course, Tech Bro here, aka Joe, agrees to help. So they take a road trip. Again, Riri wants the parts handed to her for free. So she offers to go alone and get the parts herself. But Tech Bro says, hold my beer. It doesn't work like that.
Just tell me where I can go alone.
Unfortunately, my collection is protected by a biometric retinal scanner, and I'd really like to keep both my eyes, please.
On the drive, we see some text from the Natalie AI, and we get this shot of Tech Bro where he looks like he absolutely wants to just kill himself. Sorry, unalive himself for the algorithm. Don't worry, bro. I feel you. I would too, if I had to be in this godforsaken travesty of a TV show.
Are you crying?
Oh boy, he's an absolute pussy now too. Again, on a meta sense, we are all crying with you, bro. Stay strong.
I get blackmailed like twice a day. I just don't want to give all my stuff away to a stranger. Do you know how long it took me to find a real chest repulsor transmitter?
Finally, the show is addressing how much of a villain Ironheart actually is.
Do you know how long it took me to find a real chest repulsor transmitter?
Of course, but Riri has zero empathy and completely puts the blame right back onto the victim here.
I'm sorry, I'm still on the part where you get blackmailed twice a day. What other shady things are you into, Joe?
This is like classic, like gaslighting type behavior.
Joe, you gotta demand respect.
Right, well...
You gotta demand respect. Riri, you gotta show some respect, bitch. Holy shit. You're an insufferable douchebag, and I've never said that about a female before now. Well done. Well done. Captain Marvel was close.
You have a menacing iron suit. People have no choice but to respect it.
Bruh, you were born with that kind of power.
Born with that kind of power.
You were born with that kind of power. What kind of power? White power? Tech bro power? Male energy power? What kind of power? This is not clocking for me here.
Don't let Frank or your shitty neighbor or anybody else walk all over you.
Oh, don't let anyone walk over you, just except for you. Right, Riri?
Except for me. I'm allowed because I got the menacing iron suit.
For the love of all things good and holy, this show ate the damn words from my literal esophagus. Oh, you're allowed because you're Marvel's first black teen girl villain with her own TV show, not because you have the suit. You're more Obadiah Stane than Tony Stark. At this point, like Obadiah Shitstain. Perfect. We then cut back to the world's most annoying AI as she searches for pics of herself on the laptop, and then she finds a way out of the laptop as well. This next part is so damn stupid. I can't even begin to make it up, so I'll just show you.
Got it.
Get behind me, Satan.
Yeah. Yep. She jailbreaks herself onto the projector that Riri's mom is using to trace paintings. I've decided formally that I hate this with my entire passion. I highly doubt that the projector could even run this AI in the first place. I don't even know. Probably, somehow it makes sense, I guess. Who knows? Who knows? I think I'm gaslighting myself. And what is that noise? Okay, turn it off. Turn it off. Please, please. We've had enough. We've had enough. At this point, Riri and Han Solo Jr. Sad Boy Edition are almost at the tech lab, but not before some good old-fashioned humiliation.
You better not try anything.
Oh, like kill? You think I'm gonna kill you?
I mean...
It's hilarious to think I'm capable of something like that.
Definitely didn't say I thought you were capable.
They pull up to the lab and we get this overhead shot showing the size of the suit on the car. This thing barely fits on a car, but yet she was able to haul it across town with a kid's wagon. Got it. We then enter an old silo where Tech Bro's secret lair is hidden. Kind of cool. Now he has highly illegal military grade weapons, but I guess it's just a quirky hobby, according to him.
Are you planning a global takeover? Should we be worried?
Calm down. It's nothing more than a quirky hobby.
A shady bunker filled with illegal weapons and bionics.
To be honest, to me, it just looks like a wholesome bunker.
Shady bunker? My bunker's not shady. It's wholesome.
A wholesome bunker.
Took the words out of my mouth again. Genius. Seriously, this is the most TikTok Gen Z Marvel dialogue we've heard yet. I can't stop cringing. I'm cringe watching. There has to be a deeper reason why he needs all this military-grade tech.
What's the real reason? Why do you need all this?
Specifically tailored to the needs of our main villain Riri here as well, right? There's got to be something deeper.
I know it's unconventional. I guess the bunker makes me feel close to my dad.
It's just a sentimental, wholesome bunker dedicated to his dad. Is that all we got?
I mean that technology is meant to advance humanity, and bionics is about so much more than weaponry and defense. You can actually help people.
Oh, way better, way better. You want to help people with biotech and use it for good. Cool. Then why do you have self-guiding missiles, my guy?
Would a shady bunker have that on the wall?
It's literally above a crate of self-guided missiles.
This guy wants to help people with tech, and Riri calls it sus.
You can actually help people. Organ replacements, prosthetic implants. I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
No, that sounds sus.
Didn't you build the suit and other tech to help people?
Well, if not to help people, why would you build the suit?
Because I could.
Because you could. Holy shit. The writers have gone beyond full retard. She explicitly stated at the beginning of the show that her tech is designed to improve 911 safety responses.
If I could just get my idea off the ground, help would never be too late. This could change the world.
But she just did it because she could. Now she's just too cool for school. Anyways, we cut from one maniacally stupid conversation to the next as we get a scene from Natalie and Riri's mom conversing through her iPad this time.
I just can't get over how much you resemble the real Natalie. I mean, you even sound just like her.
Now, earlier, this lady assumed that the AI was the devil, and now she's just treating it like a best friend. I just don't buy it. I feel like any older person would be way too skeptical of this kind of tech and would just not so easily interact with it. I just don't buy it. We finally get the first sign of self-awareness from the writers as Riri and Han Solo Jr. have a cute little conversation.
You need an iron suit for a nighttime job, and I'm the shady one.
I think it's pretty clear at this point that neither one of us are outstanding members of society.
But it wouldn't be an Ironheart scene if we didn't push the white guy further down the drain with another pathetic line.
I'm sorry, my therapist says I have a tendency to project my insecurities onto others.
It's fine.
Okay, we get it, guys. He's a pussy. Things actually get kind of interesting here for a second.
But if someone did create AI using brain scanning technology successfully, you think it'd be any good?
If by good you mean ethical, it would depend on if the creator were ethical.
So basically, her AI is only going to be as ethical as she is. And at this point, her AI is destined to become a black girl Ultron, because we haven't seen so much as a shred of ethical or empathetic behavior from Riri at this point. Like, her AI should just be a douchebag. As Riri is assembling the suit, she asks for a part from Tech Bro, but he refuses to touch it.
Can you pass me that?
I can't. My fingerprints will get all over it.
He doesn't want his fingerprints on it, whatever. She then just peer pressures him into touching it anyways.
Hold this. Hold this right
shouldn't.
now.
I shouldn't.
But it's so smooth.
Pause. No diddy. We find out that this thing is some sort of electromagnetic thingy that helps keep the suit balanced or something like that. I don't know. It's based on some sort of techno jargon that I don't understand. But here's where we get the banger. Here's where we get the absolute banger of a reveal.
Where's your arc reactor? That's like...
You know, they don't exactly hand those out. Mine is solar and wind powered.
Yeah. Her suit is based on solar and wind power. My guy, my girl, my douchebag. I don't think there is any way there's enough energy to efficiently be drawn from the sun and wind to consistently power that entire suit. I just refuse to buy it. I refuse to buy it. Anyways, the suit is fixed mostly off screen and Riri hops in to go join the heist. Finally, we see Clown setting up the pyrotechnics. We see Blood Twinks and Italian Job break and enter. We see the tunnel CEO lady doing her test run. And then Riri shows up and enters the hole. Pause. Now, as mentioned, the Blood Twinks face no adversity in the fight. Armed guards with guns decide not to use them as they just get punched and knifed down like butter. We get some screen time for whatever this is, and we see Twinkle Toes throwing an entire armed guard across the room. Has Marvel not learned a thing? This is just retarded, man. This is just ridiculous. Seriously, the guards in this room just stand around waiting to be punched out, or they're just blatantly incompetent and they don't use guns that they are shown to have access to at their hip. Now, Thing 1 strolls into the room like it's a drag show in the sassiest manner and hands a worker her bag of food as we get an acrobatics montage from the Blood Twinks. This whole time, Riri is inexplicably navigating a wildly complex tunnel system to find the USB access point. Now, a tunnel system that she's not being guided on or navigated by any sort of system, and she has no prior experience with at all. She's just flying. And as she's flying, Natalie pops into her HUD, distracting her.
Hey girl, how's the heist going? The drive!
There goes the whole plan. USB stick down the drain conveniently so we can have some drama in the heist. Seriously, how is the one single most important item your entire plan hinges on not hidden securely inside of the suit? How does it just pop out when you scrape against a wall? You're not a super genius and you couldn't have secured the package in any better way? I don't fucking buy it. I actually wouldn't even sell any of it either. Also, this heist is dumb for multiple reasons. One, if they didn't have her suit, how were they going to pull this heist off anyways? We know at the beginning of the show, this heist was already planned with my boy Rampage, and he does not have an iron suit. Now, they also know where the access point is underground, okay? They know where it is because Riri's flying to it. They also have a way to secretly or discreetly bury themselves into the tunnel with the pyrotechnics. So don't you think a better plan would to actually be to go as close as possible to the access point with the pyrotechnics and just get straight to it? Why do you have to go underground super far away just so you can show off that Riri has an iron suit that can fly through the tunnels? Clearly there's a way better way to do this heist, but no, we just need contrived iron suit bullshit. This is ridiculous. It's okay though. Natalie has another way. She has another way.
All right, each platform is connected to the security mainframe in case of an emergency. So if we can dislodge the car from its platform, the firewalls will drop and Slug will be able to get in.
Now, I'm not quite knowledgeable enough to know whether or not any of what was just said on screen makes sense. So I'm just going to assume that it doesn't make sense at this point. This magnet shit made more sense in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, bitch! Magnets! Oh!
Now, the gang realizes the USB drive is lost, and so are the comms with Riri. And we see the Blood Twinks chewing gum over one of their victims. I don't know why, but this shot just pissed me off. I'm becoming a bitter old man just by watching the show. Now, Thing 1, aka Slug, calls Italian job Zaddy, and I nearly shit my pants.
Can you get us back on with Riri?
Of course I can. This is gonna take a minute, Eddie.
We then cut back to Riri.
Oh man, this is just like Spy Kids.
Ironically, Riri, the entire Spy Kids trilogy itself, has better writing than this episode alone. Riri then magnetizes her whole suit to the bottom of one of the cars, I guess. Basically, here's the whole retarded plan in a nutshell. If they remove one of the cars from the platform, the security firewall will somehow miraculously turn off so that the Gen Z gang can hack it remotely.
So I don't want to freak you out, but we're like 5 miles away from the way station, which means you're about to get crushed like a pop can.
This makes zero sense to me whatsoever, but show says it's okay, so we move on. Riri then moves the car from the track.
Slug, it's down. Quickly.
And if we pause right here, we can see that there is literally an escape route, stairs and all, right next to Riri. But instead of dismantling the car to escape, she just hangs on, almost getting crushed by the entire rig. Don't worry though. Thing 1 has it in the bag. Day is saved. It's seriously delusional that the writers would have the hacker on the team be the one with the most obnoxiously long nails, as they're the one that has to do the most important critical typing. Imagine her fingernail presses a button on accident and Riri freaking dies. That'd be hilarious. Of course, the hack works in the nick of time. All is saved. And we then cut to the tunnel CEO's car. And this happens.
What's going on?
So, one of the Hood's powers is to go invisible, and he's been in the car the whole time. He then proceeds to blackmail the CEO.
My very talented team just hijacked your system. So now technically, I control Tunnel.
Making extremely unreasonable demands.
This contract states that you will agree to put me and my associates on Tunnel's payroll. 6-figure salaries, benefits, free access to the highway, of course.
Got it. There has to be some sort of legal workaround to signing documents when under pressure of violent extortion. There should also be video cameras in the car. Maybe they shut off. They didn't show that, but this is a public demonstration. So I don't know, where's all the evidence It's got to be somewhere. There's going to be evidence of the security footage. Did they hack that too? They just hack everything away, I bet, off screen. I'm not sure. This is too much of a mess for me to even untangle. There's no way she signs this shit.
All right. She signed. We can clock out.
What the fuck? You're telling me that's it? She signed it with no real attempt at backing out of the deal, besides going for her phone once. We're supposed to believe that she wouldn't just sit there until an emergency crew, including law enforcement, came to the rescue. Like, with all the other trapped commuters in this whole shebang, there should have been something going down. But she just immediately signs. No negotiations, no retaliations. Surely she would have had city law enforcement watching, as this was her first major demonstration of the new transport system. And no alarms were set off. Nothing. This is so contrived, it's starting to somehow make sense. Now, to top it all off, we get hit with this absolute banger of a line.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Pleasure doing business with you.
At this point, I'm doing these videos exclusively for your viewing pleasure because I can honestly say I'm getting 0 at this point. Riri then escapes the tunnel, and for some reason, she exposes her AI in public. And we get the first competent authority as this guy actually pulls his gun. Now, for the sole purpose of dramatic contrivance, Natalie inconveniently takes control of the suit.
Stop! Natalie, what's going on? Natalie,
I need you to put your hands up.
Come on, man. There's no need for that.
Freezing Riri in her place so that Hood Boy can fire a bullet past her head and take out the security guard. Guy's probably dead. Seriously, what motive would Natalie have to make it so that they can't escape? This shit makes no sense. Or maybe it does. It's okay, though, because Hood Boy didn't actually kill the guy.
Yeah, don't worry about him. He'll be fine. Come on.
He's all right. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. On a side note, rewind this shit. Hood Boy literally hit the curved bullet shot. The dude hit the shot that Professor X in the movie wanted it. Oh, the actor for Professor X. Impressive, bro. Impressive. We then cut back to Gen Z gangs celebrating their win. You mean to tell me the heist went off that easy? These kids now own a portion of female Elon Musk's company. They have salaries, and nobody is going to investigate this. This is beyond ridiculous. Then, out of nowhere, because the show told her to, Riri asks Clown about the hood that Hood Boy wears. Hood's hood.
Let me ask you, what do you know about Parker? What you know about his hood?
Why would she ask about the hood? We aren't given any details that would clue anyone in on the hood having powers. Well, the audience kind of is, but she isn't. Did she watch the first episode herself, or what's going on? I don't understand. More lobotomizing dialogue spews from the depths of Clown's esophagus as we get more exposition on the hood.
Okay. One time, I saw Parker shirtless. I know, as hell. But scales.
Apparently those were scales we saw on his back. They looked more like veins to me, but maybe he's a lizard guy. I don't know. Now Parker, aka Hood Boy, then goes to make a toast. And the show continues to be written by Gen Z DEI interns as we get this disgustingly horrendous line.
You know what? This might be the prettiest group of washed up criminals I ever saw.
You're telling me you take a look at this cosplaying twink and the one whose nickname ironically isn't Clown, and this is the prettiest group? Well, I digress. It kind of makes sense if you're comparing this group to a typical criminal group. I'll give you the pass there. Prettier is the key word. Now, Hood goes on to monologue to the group about how oppressed they are, of course.
You've lived your lives waiting to be seen, waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness. Well, I see you.
Wouldn't be an Ironheart episode without oppression.
But the money above us will never notice our brilliance unless we force them.
Okay, I'm going to shit on this right now. Get the popcorn. My guy. What talents? You have 2 illegal wannabe street fighters who cheat their way through life, a drag queen hacker who could likely just get a job at a tech firm, a girl who lights shit on fire, and a dude who drives cars and throws knives. Half of you should be in jail by now, and the other half lacks any and all recognizable talent. In fact, Riri has been shown to already have various news articles written about her. She received full grant and scholarship money by the Stark Foundation and MIT combined. And she had access to the biggest tech lab in the world in Wakanda. I think she's been noticed by the powers above plenty already. Oh my. This oozes, we are oppressed, I promise. DEI, woe is me woke writers, not being self-aware of the characters and shows they created themselves. This is awful.
But I don't give a shit.
Quite frankly, I don't give a shit. I don't even give a little bit of a shit. And quite frankly, I do give a shit, actually. I want these shows to be good. I do.
But I don't give a shit.
Me too. I don't give a shit about
anyone but y'all.
Oh. At least Hood Boy cares about you guys because none of us do. None of us do. Okay. Guys, look me in the eye right here. I'm going to prep you guys for something so beyond stupid. My eyes couldn't even comprehend what I was looking at. Just bear with me here. We've seen the lowest of lows on this show when it comes to logic. But this next shot, nothing could have prepared me. So I'm attempting to prepare you right now. I'm just going to roll it with no explanation at first. Here we go. Okay, let me get this straight. We finally see how the suit gets its power. After hearing about it earlier, I didn't think it would look even dumber on screen. Even dumber than it sounded. But this thing has miniature wind turbines. Do you know how much fucking wind and how fast it would have to be to pass through those things and make a dent in the battery life? On top of that, we see the suit at nighttime with solar panels. My guy, my girl, my douchebag. You simply cannot make this shit up. And where did this even spawn from in the suit? It's like a transformer. I couldn't even believe that they chose to add this in. They could have just left it as a throwaway line and not shown it because by showing it, it makes this show exponentially more dumb. An entire room of writers, Kevin Feige included, and everyone was just like, yeah, this checks out. Holy shit. Now, on top of that, it's being piloted by Natalie. We found out that she froze up around the gun because she died from a gunshot. But this is supposed to be Riri's brain with a Natalie skin on, and Riri didn't panic. So why? Anyways, Natalie then goes on to warn Riri about the Hood Boy.
Earlier today, by the tunnel, I sensed some crazy energy radiating off Parker. I tried to analyze it, but I couldn't.
Now, the suit all of a sudden has magic radiation detectors? What the fuck? What is this? How does she sense the vibes? Like, what? Okay, they bicker back and forth about whether or not it's even important right now, and Riri agrees to let Natalie stay.
If you want to keep playing Spy Kids, you gotta have my back.
Are you saying I can stay?
Riri then gets a text about the party she was supposed to go to from Xavier earlier, and she actually gets to go to the party after all. So,
Damn it, I forgot about the show. I have to take you with me. No. Don't make an excited face.
she's also going to bring Natalie. I thought she was tethered to the suit or other tech. How is she going to go to the party? Also, I thought it was going to be a clear dilemma where she had to choose to do the heist and sacrifice meeting up with her wholesome friend. But the writers get to have their cake and shit it out too, I guess. The easiest layup they had for character drama was here, and they always managed to fumble their own goddamn bag. It's like in Spider-Man 2, when Peter Parker is realizing the nature of being Spider-Man is kind of taking over his personal life, except they actually did it correctly. Take notes from Spider-Man 2. Goated movie. Goated film. We then cut to the party scene where we get an awful rendition of whatever song this is, likely an original by the writers themselves.
To a crib with a loss, a security purse, a security hurt, the sorry jury work.
Riri and friend have a conversation about Natalie because that's all they ever talk about in this show.
I listened to your mixtape. Definitely put me in my feels.
And sometimes I listen to it when I get the urge to talk to her. I wish I could right now, honestly.
Wow. You're in luck, pal. I've got just the thing. I'm actually curious to see how that goes down when it inevitably does go down. Xavier talking to Natalie, that's going to be a cute conversation. I think Natalie is the most interesting part of this show, unironically, and that's not even saying much. We then cut back to Hood Boy Parker having a demonic orgasm. Look, the disembodied voice in the caption even says, "Did you like it?" Seriously, is he getting stroked off by Satan himself and then taunted by him too? This is fantastic writing. The voice then says, "What is it that you most desire?" No Diddy. This is a Diddy demon. This just keeps getting better. He's getting edged by a Diddy demon. Love it. I think we're going to call him Gooner. Parker, you're now Gooner. Or Hood. Hood Gooner. Whatever. Anyways, conveniently the voices stop as Italian Job enters the room. We see the veins on Parker's back, which are not in fact scales at all. And they're growing even larger now as Italian Job makes a comment.
Look, I can't keep covering this shit up for you, bro.
I said it's fine.
So apparently the tattoos are just to cover up the scarring or the veins. And Gunnar asks Italian Job to leave, but not before we get this very important detail.
Oh yeah, you so grown. Look what it's doing to you.
Price I gotta pay. After what he did to me.
It's pretty obvious that Gunnar had some sort of weird interaction with a dark entity and traded powers in exchange for certain suffering. We'll find out how that goes later on. We then cut back to Riri getting home and her mom asks to make another AI. But this time, she wants to replicate Daddy G, the stepdad, Gary, Riri's dead stepfather.
She has the same mannerisms, same voice, same smile. Can you make one of Gary?
No, Mom.
Thankfully, Riri declines, and we cut back to loser McPussyface straight white male Han Solo Jr. guy as he gets shit on. But this time it's not metaphorical, he actually has shit on him. Seriously, the script really wants to shit on this white guy in as many ways as possible. Metaphorical, literal. Anyways, he decides to take a little action here and retaliate on his neighbor, finally demanding respect. Basically, the neighbor let the dog shit on the lawn. He didn't like it, so now he's gonna go cut her flowers. He then pops up into frame with a flower in his mouth. And that's the end of the episode. Fuck me. I need some more goldfish. Anyways, guys, to sum this up, shit happened. And it wasn't logical. That's episode 2 of Ironheart, guys. If you liked the video, this was just a quick breakdown and review and analysis of the episode. I give it a 5 out of 100. Anyways, hit the like, subscribe button. I love you guys 3000. I'll see you on the next review for episode 3. Have a nice day.